Yep. Okay. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Racine, Anne's eldest niece. I wish we were gathered here for any other reason.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Go, yep,
Better?
keep going.
Okay. Try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Racine, Anne's eldest niece. I wish we were gathered here for any other reason, but my aunt will be absolutely touched at how many of you came to honor her memory with your presence. We come from a long line of Greek women who laughed loud and often, who soothed as much as scolded, who showed love in any flavor you could get it, whether it was tough and well-meaning or gentle and warm. Anne could be all those things that she needed to be. She was always well-liked, charmed everyone with her great sense of humor, and had an unmistakable laugh. Trust me, you can hear it if you listen. We have heard that laugh a few times since she left us, completely out of the blue, and this all becomes a little more bearable because it is so bittersweet. I can hear it so clearly sometimes, she might as well be sitting right next to us. I'm willing to make a bet on that. Nothing could stop Nanny if she wanted to do something, whether on earth or in heaven. I have no doubt that growing up in this loud and loving environment, coupled with the natural gifts given to her, was the reason why she chose to become a nurse, which takes no small amount of hard work, forbearance, and the ability to wade through chaos. Being a nurse often means you bear witness to a lion's share of pain, grief, and suffering, but after Anne graduated from nursing school, she got to experience the far better end of the nursing spectrum, joy. Joy came in the form of a young woman named Marie, and in Anne she found an advocate, a hand to hold, and a new lease on life after a grueling surgery during which Anne never left her side. Even though I was young at this time, I remember Nanny talking about Marie like another member of our family. That's what you became if you spent an extended amount of time with Anne. Her capacity to love was astounding. I am still not sure how she could leave herself so open to all of life's intensities, but the universe knew what it was doing, because some people were just born to be nurses. One of the cards we received congratulated her on her 15 years with People's Health as a medical adherence nurse. Nanny spoke often about how often she enjoyed working there. It was frequently recognized for her diligence and commitment towards members and her team. When you grow up in our family, you are accustomed to a certain amount of shenanigans, and as such, a good sense of humor is mandatory. Nanny always had a corny joke or seven tucked into her back pocket. She loved to laugh and did it often, and she was wonderfully adept at teasing a smile or a chuckle out of you on your worst days. Out of all of us, she had the sunniest, most positive disposition, and more often than not, she was the one who would mend fences when it got really chaotic. As it often does in large, loud families, we never knew how to have fun quietly, and we had a lot of fun. One of our favorite stories of Nanny is when Autumn was born. Our parents gave her a huge, clunky 1990s era style camcorder to record the event, which, while well meant, resulted in nothing but footage of the floor of the hospital. Nanny was so excited about her new niece that she actually forgot to video her new niece. That was her, though. Our triumphs, birthdays, or anniversaries never went uncelebrated when it came to her. She celebrated you as a person. Due to this generosity of spirit, Anne nurtured and enjoyed many close friendships for many, many years, and was kind enough to have shared those friendships with us. Family is not only in the blood, it is wherever and whomever your heart takes you to. Anne remained very close to her mother, Mary Ann Burns, and her grandparents, Norman Old Man Wiggle Weigel and Anne Weigel, taking diligent and loving care of them over the years until Anne passed in 2003, Mary Ann in 2007, and Old Man Weigel in 2015. Anne always ensured that their birthdays were celebrated to the max, arranging huge parties and singing Battle Hymn of the Republic with Old Man Weigel on several different occasions. Her loyalty to her family was unmatched. She lived several different places during her life, but most of it was spent living with her mother, Mary Ann, stepfather Jay, and brother Scott. It was a blessing to have so many of your loved ones under one roof, and some of our most treasured memories were in that house on Evelyn Street. Anne, Scott, and Diane loved to go to the casino together, plan trips and parties, and enjoyed each other's company immensely. After Uncle Scott's passing in 2021, Diane and Annie remained close, spending many hours watching mysteries together and trying to figure out the endings before anyone else could. You strike gold twice when you not only have a sister, but a best friend. As we got older, we were fortunate, Nanny's heart stretched to capacity when it came to children, dogs, and the elderly, and when Riley was born in the summer of 2014, she was over the moon. She was especially proud of the fact that Omi Wago lived to meet his great-great-grandson and cried with a 103-year-old held Riley for the first time. She and Riley shared a very loving and special relationship, and she never failed to bring out how sweet, funny, smart, and kind he was. She recruited him into the Silly Joke Club and speculated often in great excitement how much she looked forward to seeing him grow up. Do not worry, Riley. Things may look different, but she is always watching. As we got older, we were fortunate enough to experience Nanny not only as our aunt, but as our friend. If you called her, she'd answer. If you sprouted about the same thing for 2 hours, she'd listen, and she'd dispense loving, simple advice. Show forgiveness, cultivate understanding. Remember, love is the highest law. Even if she didn't agree with what we said, she would often say, I understand. Sometimes that's all we needed, to be understood. Of course, this also meant that anytime anything broke in our bodies, and they did, trust me, she was our first call. And if you needed someone to wait with you in the ER, no matter how late it was, she would hold your hand. Even an NG tube meant that grip was painful. She had all of our trust, not only when it came to our bodies, but when it came to ourselves. She will always be our gold standard of nurse. When Nanny started dating Corbin, we were excited and happy that two people who needed to be found managed to find each other. The two of them went on a few trips together, during which she was able to cross a few things off her bucket list, such as going to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum near Shreveport and taking a hot air balloon ride, which meant the world to her. We are immensely grateful to Corbin for sharing these experiences with her, for so often being the reason for her smile, and the way she often sounded like a giddy teenager when she would tell us how happy he made. In conclusion, I know that this has been a shock for everyone. The last few months have not been easy. Anne could be stubborn, God love her. She did not want to worry the people she cared for. Nor make them sad, no matter how many times we tried to gently convince her that she needed people around during this time. Despite the heaviness of it all, I think I can speak for my family when I say that caring for her in these last few months has been a sad but significant honor. Nanny never left us, not at our best. When she cheered us on, not at our worst. When she held us close, and for everything in between. I say that not only for the people who still remain, but for the people who aren't here anymore, who she stood by first. I say that as a person whose life she saved numerous times over the past 3 years. To my sister, my nephew, my mother, and my father, we are precious cargo now. We must remember to be careful with ourselves and even more careful with each other. Anyone asks us of us, we must ask it of ourselves. Thank you, Nanny, for your love, your peace, your laugh, your compassion, your lessons, and vast understanding. We are better human beings for having known you. We never thought this would happen this way. Regardless of when or how, your impact and legacy speak louder than sorrow. Thank you for every person you gave us of yourself, your childhood, your adolescence, your adulthood. Every Anne we have gotten has been a true gift. We want to thank all of you for loving our Anne. Thank you to everyone who shared their condolences, their memories, their time, their assistance, their love. Thank you to the wonderful team at People's Health who sent gifts and cards to her at the hospital, which were displayed as soon as they were received. Please know that Anne, Nanny, Nana, Mern, sister, whatever she was to you in your heart, never went one day in her life without being loved. All of us got to watch someone beautiful, joyful, and kind happen to this world. What more could you want? That's all she wrote, folks. I would like to open the floor to anyone who would like to share their memories, stories, or condolences of Anne. Thank you very much.
You did a remarkable job, Autumn, and all you kids.
Autumn,
Autumn,
I didn't know it was on.
sorry. I'm just a little nervous as well. Anne was a true friend, always. She was like a sister, just like Diane is to me. We grew up together, all of us. She was the first one. She trusted in me about her illness and didn't want to burden her family, but didn't want them to know. But I told her she had to let people know that it was important so that they could be by her side. I got the privilege to be with her during her last times and moments, but she didn't want others to come to visit because she didn't want people to see how she looked. She was more worried about what she looked like versus them trying to love her and spend time with her in her last